I know, I know. I know Art's going to be on soon, in about an hour and a half, so I might as well give my little 2 cents about a few things that's been on my head for a little bit, ladies and germs. Whew. Oh, yeah. So that means we're going to be for a fun time, not a long one, which is so perfect of a title, ladies and germs, to talk about the continuing subject about this one lady who asked for advice. I think women don't really want advice, they just want to vent. Because they wanted advice, they would actually do something differently. Well, I don't care because it makes good content. Whew. You know, what's up, blood boiling? Bistro? Uh, if you got 6 kids, 5 kids by 6 different dudes, you might as well just say I'm fun time at that point. Nobody should ever take you seriously. And then you want a guy to be a stepfather? No, 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 no. You should have kept the father. This is the strange shit about not teaching young girls to value themselves. Because there's 5 men who can all say they had their generations extended because of you. Wow, right? Wow. Why would you do such a dastardly thing and think it's going to be a promise? After 3, I think you just need to quit. Hell no, we need more kids. Power Rangers now. But they'll call us chauvinists, misogynists, and we already know what the outcome of this shit's going to be. We already know. You already got your daughter talking about. I hope y'all get your stuff together, right? Because I want a stepfather. No, you just want an ATM with no authority over you. And you're teaching your daughters this shit. You know you don't pick good men. So at some point, when you have your oldest is 23 and your youngest at 12, come on. Never married, never will be, probably. You date guys who live at their grandmother's houses and have body odors, but you expect that man to come pull leadership out of his fucking underwear, brown in the front and brown in the middle and brown in the back, somehow to be a leader. But yet he's years younger than you. You're 44, he's 37. Doesn't have his own roof over his head. You want him to pay a bill in your house. You are the fun time girl. He's going to get as much fun out of you as he possibly can. Well, he needs to spend time with my kids. No, he does not. Those are not his kids. He doesn't. There's no requirement to. Well, if he wants to marry me, niggas will tell you the lie that you most beautifully want to hear. And we know you broads love hearing the beautiful lies. So why? Oh, why? Why? Oh, why do we think in our fucking heads that we should give people who don't respect their reproductive systems top tier shit? We're not going to give a man who just makes babies and run off Father of the Year awards. We're not going to bend over backwards for dudes who've been in jail but somehow has 3 sets of kids the same age. It's a miracle. It's a goddamn miracle that so many women have a heat-seeking device to horrible men and do nothing to change it. The same individual did not believe me because most black men did not have kids nor were married. How y'all doing? At least the neighbors are looking a lot better these days. Don't you stop it. I think they heard me. They were laughing. Good God, look at the asses on these two. But anyway, back to the story. I'm just wondering this. You're going to have a baby by a Nifnon and think another man is going to happily step up and take care of him? There is no pride in being a stepdad. Nothing but shame. It's pretty much shame. What the fuck do you have? What low self esteem do you have messing with a chick who can't even respect your biological dad? You think you're gonna get respected? Like I had to tell this chick, you don't want a man to tell you no. Well, all he's been doing was telling me no, and you couldn't get a better man than him. Let me guess. When you went on a trip and you sputted him out like you said, and you licked his dirty ass and did everything for him, you think a man after that is going to want to be with you when you accepted a man who had a body odor yet to teach him how to wash his ass? Notice all the bad shit come out when things don't go their way, right? All the bad shit. This is the reason why. That's a lot of black men. Get your shit together. Focus on yourself. Unless you're going to be playing pookie politics. That should be a t-shirt. Pookie politics. Somebody put it in the chat. Let's quarter it. Pookie politics. That's all you really doing is playing pookie politics. There's a reason why I only have one child. That's all I can afford, and that's all that I can give attention to towards. It's not. It's not cute, and this is part of the degradation of the black community. You throw your reproductive system in the air and think that somebody is going to randomly, oh, be that baby's daddy. I could tell niggas are born to be. I can tell when a single mother raised a nigga boy. You happy. You're happy to go take somebody else's responsibility, and she gets the baby. He gets to fuck her, and you take the bill. How the fuck? Stepdaddies and pookies play politics all the time. It's not cute. All right, it's not cute. Stepdaddies and pookies play politics all the time. They're worse than the Democratic Republicans. The fuck do you get out of it? The living fuck do you get out of it? I don't want to be anybody's stepdaddy. I made mistakes dating chicks with multiple kids. And guess what? It ain't fun. She's gonna be a selfish bitch getting all the benefits she can for her kid, barely doing anything for yours. It's not worth it. I don't want to come in there and be like, yeah, I'm gonna come up here and I'm gonna change the fact. No, no. No, 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 no. Especially if you were, and I can tell this. And I'm gonna say this usually. I don't care if they were formerly married, even though sometimes you'll have better results. I don't care if they have baby daddies. They usually, they usually don't raise their kids right. There's a way you're supposed to conduct yourself as a child that shows the parent that you did a great job. Nope, not these motherfuckers. Why do you want to come in there with not one, not two, three, four, five, six, 7 miles to feed? And you think you're going to be remembered? As soon as y'all break up, or you don't even have to break up yet. Do something she doesn't approve of, and you're fucking bud. You're fucking mud. God forbid one of the, and she's got 5 baby daddies out of 6 kids. God forbid one of them motherfuckers or two of them motherfuckers got an axe to grind. I want you to think about that. Think about that shit. Who the fuck wants to walk into that type of environment? Especially if you have a kid, especially if your kid's not used to that type of behavior. The only thing you're going to be promised is disrespect and an early grave. They don't need their father. Yes, they do. And you're listening to a bitch who's only got one incentive. Can you pay my bills? Can you take away all the transgressions I committed in my life? If she can't respect the nigga she made those kids with, what do you think she's going to think about you? A lot of y'all need to really ask women what they think about stepfathers. Stepfathers tend to be the last choice, their nuclear option. What's up, ABM? Namer, Ray, Shadow 19. The stepfather is usually the last option. If she never wanted you at her prom, why should you be with her in her decline? There's very few times being a stepfather is going to be beneficial. And you better not be a stepfather if she's not offering you your kids, which I think is even worse. You don't even get kids out of the deal. You don't even get money out of the deal. Last choice, but an infinite infinitesimal amount of them. That's what they believe. Yeah, they think that men are going to be, they think men are going to be lining up to take care of their fuck ups. Sim daddies. Yep, you're right. Sim daddies. Oh, I'm sorry. No, 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 no. No. I'm so sorry. Oh God, what the fuck did I do?
What's up, brother? How you banging out?
Hey, how you doing, man?
Good, good.
Shit, how do I reverse that shit? Gotta go into this damn thing. I accidentally did a boo boo. He's right. Sim daddies. Mister. What's up, common sense? See, the reason why I bring this up is because that's what they are, a bunch of sim daddies. This chick really wanted this man to be a stepfather and think, why doesn't he spend time with my kids? And I kept telling her, yo, those are not his kids. That's not his responsibility. Why don't you own up and make their fathers do it? But you didn't give a fuck who the fathers were as long as you had the goddamn kids. Detroit 313, what's up? We got Bay in the building. What's up? For some odd fucking reason, somebody taught these broads that we want their trash and we're gonna cultivate it into fucking treasure. And I'm like, yo, you picked this man purposely because you wanted control. No, I did. I want him to be a man. No, 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 no. A man is somebody who's your genie that you can rub and get some wishes out of. Let's stop being stupid. You didn't give a fuck about this dude. Well, I found out he lived in his grandmother's house and he worked at what does she say? He worked at some cell phone place. And he also had a well, I wasn't judgmental. No, 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 no. The time you need to be judgmental, you don't. And this is a good experiment talking to her about how you women have really poor judgment in men. We know you better. These are the same bras that think black men have a lot of children. We don't. We don't. But y'all want a good black man for a horrible black woman. You want me to come play Mr. Fix It when you already raised a bunch of psychopaths and sociopaths. Do you know how dangerous it is for a black man to be a stepfather to a woman with preteen or teenage girls? Do you know how difficult it is for a black man to step in a relationship with a woman if she got teenage kids? Think about this, right? Think about this. You don't know if them little bastards steal, if they'll lie and say you touched them, if they're conspiring with the father to get you out the place. When the kids graduate, they're not going to thank you. Blood Boy said, "You say you want a nice guy, but you only give it up to the creeps." True, true. And then you whining about why the relationship's not working. Don't think that I'm going to take you. I would fuck you, yes, but I'm not going to take you seriously. Let's behold. A rump around in the bedroom is fine. It's fine. Fun time, not long time. I could be in a relationship with you. You don't benefit me shit. The only thing you can benefit me, Shorty, is a wet dick, empty balls, and a full stomach. At best. What's the old saying? A wet dick, empty balls, a full stomach, and a prepaid Uber. I'm sorry. This is the cultural mating and dating strategy of the black community. This is a sickness. You don't even give a fuck. What's the legacy of that man? If that man has about 15 bodies, if he was a scumbag of the earth, if he was a molester, if he was a rapist. When I start hearing bitches saying they got married to a man who couldn't provide a house, couldn't provide shit, the only reason they got married was because of good dick, my respect for my people has went to an all-time low. All you want are simps. You don't want any leadership because this is how I know if you really wanted leaders. Move into that man's house. If he doesn't have one, and or you don't go in there, it says a lot. So why, oh why would you give a time today to a guy who work at a Boost Mobile, lives at grandma's house, and play the game all day? And I play the game, so if any women don't like it, fuck you. But why do you get the time of day to those niggas, but you don't get? And it's dawned on me because you all know in the back of your mind, you do not qualify for anything decent. You know that. You know what's up. You know what is up. Don't, fellas, don't act like these dummies, these bitches are stupid. They know the mating and dating game very intellectually. They just play dumb. They get just as horny, if not more, at times. Don't let them play stupid. I want you to realize this. If you gotta date a single mother, always ask, what's my ROI, return on investment? If your return on investment is so low that it's insignificant, microscopic, incalculable on such a small scale, don't do it. There is no pride. Can I say this, fellas? Stop, stop looking for your manhood through the eyes and the heart of a woman, because it's. Let's just say this: it does nothing for you. It benefits you not. You need to look at your pride in a self divine order of manhood. Yes, you're gonna fall sometimes. Yes, you're gonna trip up in life, but the best way to get on your feet is to get off your ass. Because let's face it, These chicks look at you as these chicks look at you as what? The ATM with the dick. That's all. The ATM with a dick. And I hope some of you have some of your sons, if they're old enough to listen to this content, your nephews, and even some of you, your grandsons. I hope you do. Because I'm just giving it to you for the real. For all our Baltimoreans who used to go clubbing out here, there's an old song we had in the clubs. Find them, fuck them, and flee them. Now, wrap that motherfucker up like a Christmas gift. Wrap that motherfucker up like it's getting delivered by Amazon. Don't trust any broad to say she's on birth control or she can't get pregnant. The so-called doctor, quote unquote, Cheyenne Bryant, is 42 years old trying to have a baby. But she's messing with a guy 9 years her junior. What does that tell you, folks? She wants control. And if this guy she was messing with on and off for 6 years, and she didn't deal with him, that means she was spreading them cheeks around like somebody was putting peanut butter and jelly in between. No loyalty. But this is supposed to be an intellectual, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to my boy Sean Gillespie. And he said, well, you haven't dated every woman. I said, I've dated women from the 85 class up to the 92. How is it that I've dated all these women on the social economic scale and they do the same exact shit? And you're talking about women who don't even live in the same hoods, who are brought up differently. Two-parent household, father raised, mother raised, streets raised, all the same fucking behavior. It is the ultimate quagmire, my friends. How do you fail so much? And look what all your losses and failures have done. Brought you right back to me. And I'm talking to this chick, and I'm just like, at some point, do you take accountability for your fucked up decisions? You're a grandmother, 44 years old with 2 grandkids. Your son has 2 baby mamas, and he's 23. I mean, god damn. When I was 23, I was coming home from fucking Iraq. You motherfuckers out here fucking up your lives before they begin. Of course he doesn't have a father. See, a lot of motherfuckers been taught that if you stick your dick in something, you're a man now. That's only by homosexual and dumb bitch standards. And I know that's rough to say, Charles. Fuck all that. Somebody needs to come hard. Pause. But you're telling me you couldn't take that money, because I know you were getting child support from somebody. You couldn't take that money and invest in your son's future. You got 4 girls, 2 boys. You even said you had to put your 16-year-old girl on birth control because she's a little fast. Gee, I wonder where she learned that from. I told you all. I constantly told you that my real life is wilder than anything I could concoct on these manosphere streets, boulevards, and avenues. No accountability, no responsibility. Damn that. But you got people like Barack Obama saying we need to have a gay male friend. It's one thing if I had a friend who happens to be gay. But I'm not purposely picking a gay male friend. That's counter to masculinity. Why am I gonna go and get the advice from a man who's reneging on being one? Huh? You're a goddamn president. You know better than that. But of course we know You're spreading an agenda because you know goddamn well boys and men are sick of this shit. How long do you think men and boys are going to be kicked around, told you're lesser than, and still want to produce for this fucking country and society? What happens when men say, fuck you, we want our pound of flesh? What happens when men become diametrically opposed to the system? You worrying about if boys are going to take up arms and revolt. Now, you better be, that's not what you should worry about. You should worry about when GTA 6 comes out, dating and mating is over. Oh, God. I don't like to use the word believe, so I'll use the word think. I think they delayed GTA 6 a little longer because it was supposed to come out this year because they knew we were in a crisis when it came to dating and mating. You give niggas GTA 6 right now on top of Madden coming out next month. Oh, date time is over. If you ain't sucking that nigga's dick while he playing a game, it's gonna be a fuck you send off. And then the fact that most of you bitches can't cook, can't clean, you hold no benefit in this man's life whatsoever. Why should he hold any reverence to you? What consequence are you to him? When every problem he's seen in a respectable man's life was because of a woman, you're not making your case look that much more pleasing to get him. I know. These are harsh realities. I'm sorry, I'm not BGS. I'm not Dr. T. I'm not Angry Man. I'm not Mr. Z. I'm not Art New Style. I'm only Charles Lance Faulkner Jr. And I'm not saying they don't see it the way it is, but I gotta tell it the way it is in my eyes. It's very hard to hide who you are in your house. And I've been a police officer for nearly 2 decades before I resigned from the department. So I have vested knowledge of how this community works. Not only being born within it, but being called when everything was so fucked up in it, in its totality, in its rawest state, its unrefined state. I don't care. People say you're spreading misogyny, but but your misandrous statements and actions we're just going to overlook. How am I being? How am I spreading? How am I spreading misogyny when I'm only telling the truth about your illicit affairs? You undermine your own boys, and you're the number one accomplice to your own destruction of yourself and your community, but you don't want to talk about it. If happiness is bliss, it might just smile off my damn face. But how many of you would allow? How many of you would allow your sons, your nephews, your grandsons, your little brothers listen to a show like mine? How many would you? That would encourage them. Go out there and be the best you can be. There's nobody else going to do it for you. Go join the military and see the real world. Go to college and get that degree. Go to trade school and make a better way. But what are you doing? Listen to Cheyenne Bryant, lambast you as a man. guilt trip you as a man. What are you getting out of that? Hey, Cam Newton, have me on your damn show and I'll tell it like it is. The reason why Shay and Bryant was pissed with you because you didn't pick her. Yo, Nick Cannon, have me on your damn show. The reason why she tried to criticize you because guess what? Men of wealth can lay pipe anywhere they want because they can afford to. And that's the type of men she really wanted. Hey, Sean Ryan, have me on your show. Why not have a guy who was a quartermaster guy who volunteered for the QRF, who had in the first 6 months of his 18-month deployment in Operation Iraqi Freedom 2, he had over 354 successful missions of rescue, counterterrorism, counterinsurgency, building, house raids, convoy security, VIP security, and humanitarian missions. Not only that, he went to be a cop in the city of Baltimore, in his hometown, and started his own security firm teaching young black boys how to take up arms the proper way and protect their own city. But they'll never have a guy like me speaking to the youth of America, will they? The first statement I would say to all those young men, learn from my mistakes. The running gag is, you had so many girlfriends, Charles, from all my best friends. My rebuttal, hey, you can't say I never got laid. But those good, bad, and ugly relationships taught me something. Everything changes when you start grabbing your nuts and saying no, or you demanding some more respect. Oh, I could go in deep with the police department as well, handling everything from a petty dispute to a homicide. Broke a record of felony arrest for 6 straight days. Armed robbery, possession with the intent to distribute. That was over $30,000 worth of cocaine. See, you know what? No one knows. A lot of young men are afraid to hold their own goddamn nuts. You got to hold your nuts and go on a journey. Why is it that all these wayward young men coming straight out of high school, why aren't they pushed into the trades, college, or the military? Because you know you didn't make them sufficient enough to pass the damn test. Why don't you want your kids to go into the military? You know why? Because your kids are going to come back and surpass you. They're going to look at the world and say, this is what the fuck I put up with. I can't be around these people any fucking more. They're going to drag me down. Hold your own nuts. You go to these, well, I'm going to just say this because it might be controversial for some. You go to some of these phony ass churches and they talk about rebuking demons and evil spirits, when sometimes the most evil, malignant, and malevolent spirits are in the goddamn church these days. But nobody won't talk shit about that. A pastor tell you to stand up and marry these single mothers, and you wonder why those smart ass men who had the brains of a god walk the fuck out. Because you never give a fuck about what we wanted. What's the old saying back in the Bush era? We don't negotiate with terrorists. The first thing a man needs to do is to forgive himself. That's the first thing a man needs to do, is to forgive himself. Because we all make mistakes. We all fall. What's the old saying? We all fall short of the glory of God. Why should you put yourself in a self-pity prison for people who don't give a fuck about you? See, the military don't want. Well, that's the modern black community, but the military wants you to be a complete man, a man of physical stature and strength, a man of mental fortitude, a man with emotional control and intelligence, and a man with spiritual grounding. That's the total package of a man. And you never hear that from women, do you? You never hear that. You never, what's up, Snowman? You never hear that shit. How you doing? Damn, she's good. What number you looking for? Well, be safe. I said be safe. Yeah, she's fine as hell, too. I might have to start introducing myself to the neighbors. A lot of times, people don't even know what to do with their own lives, especially young boys. You throw them out of high school where they've been taught to really hate themselves. You haven't cultivated them to be studious. You haven't taught them to be. Hold on. A lot of men out there have not taught themselves how to be studious, man. They're going to need mentors. There's nothing wrong with being a mentor as long as the student wants to learn. What's the old saying? When the student is ready, the master will appear. But that stepdaddy thing, at least when you're a master, you get thanked, you get homage. As a stepdaddy, god damn, fellas, I wish I could show you this fine motherfucker right in front of me. Bless my lustful heart. But back to the story. Damn. Well, you know what Charles Faulkner needs to do? He needs to go ho hunting. Oh, what? Ho hunting. Somebody put ho hunting in the damn chat. See, a lot of things we need to okay. Young men are saying it's okay to have a girlfriend, but it's not okay to put your life on hold because of that girlfriend. It's okay. Well, my mom said it's not. It's not good to mess with a lot of women. Yeah, but your mama had a threesome with with your dad before she even before she even met your daddy. Okay, it's it's crazy because a lot of mothers out there, let's tell the truth or shame the devil, they want to raise their sons like the simp they wish they would have had. Why do you think a lot of times the mother will side with the woman in child custody cases? Hey, them Bay is stupid. The second you say no to giving $10 a little pookie school thing, the relationship is over. You're absolutely right. Everybody say they got a great relationship. I've always challenged that. Go say no. Go say no and see how long that relationship and how well it's gonna be. You shit when you take out on trips, take out on nice dinners, but tell her no. What did Dr. Curry say? You're a man, not a human doing. You're a human doing. But yet, you go out here into this world striving to make yourself something out of this wretched life sometimes when you have the entire United States government's heel on your fucking neck. You manage to pull yourself from the depths of defeat to grab victory. And these motherfuckers want you to be with a woman who got six fucking illegitimate kids. The sounds of summer in Baltimore. Dirt bikes. You a goddamn accomplished man, and the best the black community can offer you is single mothers. That's some of the most insulting shit. Man, some of you broads out there, I'd rather beat my dick like a UFC championship fight for 5 5-minute rounds. I'd rather beat my dick like I owe the Yakuza money. I'd rather beat my dick like it was a mid 90s to early 2000s club mix, Baltimore club beat. Sorry. You know what the next thing you really need to do is that I'm going to say something that's a little controversial. You may agree, you may not agree. Men need bodies. What are you saying, Charles? Yes, you need to go. You need to have some sexual conquests, and this is the reason why. You can't have all these experiences. I'll be safe. Thank you too. Talk about a lucky bastard. You can't have a boy go out there into places like college, the military, where he's going to be surrounded by women and he gets his first taste of really, 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 really extremely good poontang pie, and he's hypnotized, mesmerized, and his ass gets summarized. Ray said to question of would I let others hear your content? Hell no. MFs must pass a man test before I show the Hall of Men. Woo! I feel you on that one. I feel you, good buddy. So we check it whole. We got that, buddy. Hey, you might need to do that. I, I'm sorry. You can't give people these fucking esoteric gems without passing that test. Some motherfuckers need to go past the river Styx. Some motherfuckers need to go through a crucible before they can learn from them. From I guess you would call the masters. This is the reason why I say a lot. Some men need to have some sexual conquest. To a young man, pussy will fucking control him like a goddamn PS5. When he gets to a certain age or a certain status, and this is why I question some of them football players and some of them athletes. Because if you look at Mr. Hunter, he doesn't look like he got a lot in his life. Either that or to him, this is the prettiest bitch or the finest bitch he ever had. Because he wouldn't be doing all the shit. Yeah, she's supposed to take care of your wife. You give her nice things if she deserves it. But this shows you simp qualities. Because when you go through enough sexual conquests, you like, I had good pussy before. This is all right. You gotta come with something better. Because once you had something better, she's gonna have to come with more attributes. Why do you think a lot of these bitches, when you go to dating apps, if you're trying to sleep with me, you at the wrong page? You know why? Because they have nothing else to offer. The chicks that actually surprise me are the chicks who ask Marvel and DC, what's your favorite anime? What's your favorite dish? Let's see if I can cook it. What are you doing? Those are the ones who surprise me. Those are the ones who are interesting. But when we have dudes who are not experienced and they go off to college, and next thing you know, they get pussy whipped. You whip it, baby. Yeah, you whip it all night. And he's doing this chick's term paper while his shit got to be done the next day, and she got a whole fucking 2 weeks for hers. Well, you got guys getting with never really had any, go to the military and find some stragamuffin and start paying her money, getting her nice shit, spending his goddamn checks that he got out of blood, sweat, and tears on somebody who does not matter. And they want to get a big edge engagement ring and bring this smut in front of his parents to say, I'm in love. Nigga, please. Love yourself. Because once you get and yes, once again, like I said before, wrap that shit up like a Christmas gift or wrap it like Amazon's about to deliver it. Once you get that, there's nothing else. She's got to come with more to offer. Because a lot of men marry bitches off a good pussy, which is just as shameful as a bitch saying I do to good dick. Well, no, you should be. See, we're not women. Here's the third thing you need to do. And this is going to be controversial to simps. Stop taking advice from your mother when it comes to dating. Because your mother is not going to give you manly advice when it comes to dating because she knows that really she's going to give you something that is actually contradictory to what your purpose is in life as a man. Women have always been helped. Every single one of them. So you being a man and you don't have the luxury of somebody coming to your fucking aid, the world doesn't work for you. She could get child support. You're the person that's getting put on child support 80, 90% of the time. But your mom won't tell you that shit, will she? Your mom won't tell you the reason why she doesn't like your daddy is because she thought her pussy was going to override him and make him a simp. She thought she could tell that man what to do and then realize that man had more options than a goddamn vending machine. And maybe, just maybe, she only had you to keep the nigga. She'll never tell you that. You never hear about the dates. Here's a give me a woo in the chat if I can keep it funky about that subject real quick. Can I go black pill? Give me a woo or say yes you can. Give me a woo if I can go funky about that one, man. I need to get funky with this shit. I need to get funky with this shit. Look, if you can't ask your mother about the date she went on with your father, that should tell you what the relationship really was. Did I just drop a bombshell? A lot of people don't want to ask their mothers, how was the date between you, the first date between you and my father? I want you to know that. A lot of people don't want to ask that. What was the first date like when you and my father met up? I want you to think about that, right? If you can't ask your mother about the dates you and your father had, that should tell you something. You heard your father had, that should tell you something. You might have been just trying to keep that nigga baby. This happened. And that's one of the reasons why you can't ask mom for advice in dating. Especially in this modern day. Maybe back in the day, 40, 50 years ago, you could probably ask mom advice because she knew what a good woman was. And she was trying her damnedest to be one. Nowadays, grandma's trying to be in the club smutting it up. Nowadays, you got 35-year-old grandmothers in the club with their daughters who are 20. 21 if you're lucky. And what's mom gonna do? Tell you to get some flowers, some roses, take a romantic, go take it to Ruth Chris, all the shit she never had a man take her. Take her to some expensive place where that chick's gonna be ungrateful and unruly anyway. I went to Ruth Chris only twice in my life. Not because I couldn't afford it, I just never seen the damn. And plus, I found other places that serve better steak. I remember one time I went to this one place where I was fucking with this chick heavy. And that was a fine motherfucker. I'm talking about you, Janelle. Janelle was a fine bitch. Naturals, everything. Built like a fucking king model, magazine model. Barely, hardly wore any makeup except a little eyeshadow and some lipstick. Fine as frog hair. I had to cuss her out twice, badly. She talked about she hungry, came over her house, bought some pizza and wings, and she was like, this doesn't taste right, whining. And instead of being grateful because I didn't have to bring a fucking thing, I said, you know what? The next time we go out, you're paying. I ain't pulling my wallet out for shit. I'm not even pulling my wallet out if I get pulled over. So we went to Bar Louie. Guess who paid for our meal and drinks? Wasn't me. When she cooked for me, I was always grateful. I grilled for her, I cooked for her, she done the same. But this fucking time, she was just ungrateful. I'm supposed to give roses and flowers to somebody like that? Lesson number 4, fellas, for all you young fellas. Always keep your dignity. Just because you don't win does not mean you're defeated. There's quite a few times I've been turned down like a polo collar, but I kept with my dignity. I kept my dignity. And here's the fact of the matter. If she wants you to do something outrageous and outside your book, outside your code, outside your economic standing, say no. And if she gets mad with it and makes a fuss, you already know that's not the woman for you. Sometimes rejection is not a bad thing. Really, many a times it's not, if you really think about it philosophically. Rejection is the grace of God and the powers of Grayskull saving your ass misery. Sometimes you miss the darts being thrown, the knife in the back. You dodged a bullet. Sometimes you dodged tactical nukes. We don't like to admit that. Oh, this chick was so fine. But guess what? You see what she's doing to the other guy, making his life a living hell. Like the Maryland Lottery used to say, it could be you. Leave with your dignity. Always have some pride about you. You don't gotta argue back and forth. Do what I do. You hang up on me, I'll never call you again. And the only way I will respond if you apologize. If I don't get an apology, I don't answer. Last chick found out in 3 weeks. Oh, you thought I'm gonna call you back? Oh no. And when you do call back and you still want to hang out, remember you're at the bottom of the list. We ain't hanging out anywhere where I'm spending money. We could go to Northeast Market and get some cold cuts. For all I give a fuck. Get some cold cuts, get some slushies, and I'll meet you in the park. Fuck, I look like rewarding your bad behavior. It's either that or I'd never speak to you again. It's either you're gonna bend to my will when you disrespect me, you bend to my will. I don't bend to yours. And if she never calls back, you weren't worth that much to her anyway. So no big loss either way. Excuse me. I'm gonna say this in closing, fellas. Not only get the art new styles, hit the cash app if you can. I'm gonna say this. Don't be afraid to evaluate a situation. Remember, it's not all the times us, very few times is us. And the statistics have proven it. 80% of marriages are filed by divorce from women. So how the fuck can you say we're leaving relationships? God only knows how many who never got married leave and take their babies, go to child support. It's a fucking hustle. Rejection is sometimes God's way of saying you deserve better, bro. With that being said, whew, see you over at Art New Styles. We out.